What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And we are again talking about the 4-team trade that happened the other day, as we're now going to be doing a new look Houston Rockets rebuild after James Harden is gone. Like, this is going to be basically called life after James Harden. So Harden is officially gone from the Rockets. It feels like he's been there forever, and he's finally gone, man. There was a lot of drama swirling since before the regular season started, and he's finally gone, and the Rockets can finally move on. So that is a good sign for Rockets fans, good sign for things to come. But there are a few options the Rockets can go in now. So if you guys want to go ahead and stick around, I'll explain what I'm talking about. Make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you haven't already. Almost to 16,000 subs. But let me explain what I'm talking about in this rebuild. We all know the Houston Rockets kind of had, it seemed like a couple options. At least that's what was talked about on Twitter. They could have gotten like Ben Simmons and maybe some picks, and maybe it wouldn't have been as many picks as they got from the trade they obviously did, but it was Ben Simmons at the end of the day, 25-year-old point guard you could easily build around. But they decided to take the high road, and they got a plethora of first-round picks, obviously. I think they got 8 in total, if I'm not mistaken, but which is good. Don't get me wrong. That's a lot of picks for James Harden. That's what you kind of want. So the only other thing they didn't do is they didn't really get a young player, if you know what I mean. So they decided not to take Caris LeVert. Instead, they wanted Oladipo. So I find that very interesting. So instead, they don't have Caris LeVert. They don't have a young star. They just got first-round picks, and they got Oladipo. So looking at it now, the Rockets, honestly, looking at this roster, if you just look at it, it's easily respectable. There's a lot of good players, a lot of former All-Stars. Well, not a lot, but you know what I mean? A lot of good players. So there's 2 former All-Stars here with John Wall and Oladipo. Christian Wood looks like he's on the path to becoming one potentially one day. He already looks really good this season. And then Cousins, of course, another former All-Star. And then you got like guys like Eric Gordon, PJ Tucker, which I fully expect them to trade him eventually. But there's a lot of good players here. And they got Dante Exum, not to mention. And Rodion Karooks as well. So let me not mistakenly leave those 2 out. But what I want to talk about is the Rockets can either choose to kind of be competitive and try to make the playoffs, which I assume they might do, or they'll kind of hope these guys can play good and then flip these guys for first-round picks, kind of like the Thunder have. So that's kind of what I expect the route the Rockets to take. Obviously, I don't expect them to trade Christian Wood. I assume he's going to be here for the long haul. Cousins only on a 1-year deal. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Maybe eventually trade him. I'm going to assume they eventually want to trade John Wall. He's 30 years old, and I just don't imagine it makes much sense for him to stay. And then, of course, Oladipo. I don't know whether they'll choose to re-sign him or try to trade him. I assume they would rather trade him than re-sign him, just because, like I said, I feel like the Rockets should kind of go in the rebuild route, obviously. So, but they do have a very good roster on paper, looking at the roster this season. So when you kind of look at things on paper, you kind of have John Wall, Oladipo, PJ Tucker, Daniel House, not to mention DeMarcus Cousins. Christian Wood's actually come off the bench, which don't understand that. We're going to obviously give Christian Wood a lot of minutes, who's been very good this season. And then Cousins will come off the bench. Eric Gordon, I believe we can move him to small forward, which would probably make more sense here. So I'm going to go ahead and move Eric Gordon to small forward. And then I think I'll move PJ Tucker there as well, just because I kind of want to obviously have value. And then I guess we could start Christian Wood and Cousins together, which I'm not totally opposed to it. I don't think they're doing that in real life, if I'm not mistaken. But you know what? Screw it. We'll have fun with it, and we'll start Christian Wood and Cousins together and just kind of see what happens. But for this first season, basically this is what I'm going to say. Like, if we're good, I'm just going to go ahead and simulate the rest of the season. If we're bad, I'm going to trade some players at the trade deadline. Like, Oladipo is for sure somebody I kind of want to trade, which is why I didn't call this an Oladipo Rockets rebuild, because I knew going into this I probably wasn't going to keep him, unless if we're just like a really good team and we're going to make the playoffs, and maybe I will keep him around. But I don't expect that. I expect us to be, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we will be decent and we'll be a playoff team. Also, one thing I do want to look at is Christian Wood's shot tendency. It is a 65. It definitely needs to be above that. He's been taking a lot more shots, obviously. So I'm gonna move that to like a 90. I want him to take a lot of shots. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and just simulate this first season. If we're good, like I said, I'll probably just simulate it out. But if we're bad in any way, or we're not even that great, I will definitely stop the trade deadline, flip some players for some first-round picks, and that's kind of the route I expect the Rockets to take anyway. Problem, we're 33-20 right now, man. We're a top 5 seed in the West. Yeah, that's not kind of what I expected here, but like I said, this is a very respectable roster, so I guess I shouldn't be too shocked. But man, I was kind of hoping we would just suck so I can just have an ultimate reason to trade everybody. So Christian Wood, 23-13, that definitely lines up what he's kind of doing this season. And John Wall is honestly very respectable as well with 19-10. Oladipo with 15, Eric Gordon with 11, and Chris Clemens with 9, then McMorrow, PJ Tucker. So, like, yeah, the roster is really good, don't get me wrong, but I mean, we're not, this is not going to be a championship team. I don't think anyway. I don't think this team's going to go all the way and win a championship. Our front court is doing amazing. Cousins is averaging 20 and 11. But Oladipo, man, man, I'm torn now. Do I just simulate this out and kind of just see what this team does in the playoffs? Or do I trade Oladipo now and get something for him? And like Cousins, do I get something for him? Because he's having an amazing year. I'm really torn on what to do here, man. But I don't know, man. I kind of want to just see how this team does if I don't do anything. Like, I kind of just want to see this play out and see what this team would do. You know what? I was going to trade somebody. I guess if I was going to trade one person, since we did stop here, it would be PJ Tucker. I ultimately expect him to get traded eventually to somebody. If we can just get, like, something for him, that would obviously be ideal. Even a second-round pick wouldn't hurt. I'm probably going to trade him to, obviously, a contending team. That would make the most sense. The Spurs have Robert Covington, but I don't want Covington, Jake Layman, Rodney Hood. I think this one makes sense. We can get at least a second-round pick and a 25-year-old for PJ Tucker. I'm not sure PJ is worth the first, so I ultimately agree. Maybe we get Vernon Carey instead, who's only 20 years old, and a second-round pick. But I think the Bucks realistically make more sense for somebody who would want PJ Tucker, just somebody who would, could shoot threes around Giannis Antetokounmpo. So yeah, we'll do this. Second-round pick and DJ Wilson. We will ultimately take that. And Eric Gordon's actually cold right now. We'll have to eventually figure out what we want to do with him. But, man, this team is definitely surpassing my expectations. And I kind of want to see how it plays out. So I'm going to keep simulating. 33 and 20 right now. Top 3 seed in the West. Let's see if we're able to hold that seed. Kind of just plummeted, and we ended up with the 7th seed. So we still made the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. But we're no longer a top 3 seed. So, yeah, I probably should have just traded Oladipo and all that. But I decided not to. So 22 and 13 from Christian Wood, Brad Stevens Coach of the Year, Executive Cody Toole, and MVP LeBron Rookie, and all that. So, hey, I mean, I kind of feel like the Oklahoma City Thunder 2.0, where we have a lot of good players, obviously, but we don't want to continue to stay competitive. We want to trade pieces in the offseason and get first-round picks, so that's kind of got to be the goal here. But looking at the stats, we had 22 from Christian Wood, 19 and 11 from DeMarcus Cousins. Definitely probably should have traded Cousins. I probably should have traded Oladipo, but like I said, I kind of wanted to see how things played out. But John Wall will be under contract in the offseason. Honestly, he put up a pretty respectable season. I imagine I could get something. If there was a team desperate enough out there for a point guard like John Wall, we could definitely maybe get something for him. Eric Gordon shot 35% from 3. He didn't do anything crazy. We all know Chris Clemens, I think, tore something before the season even started, so that initially sucks for him. We're playing the Denver Nuggets, so Jamal Murray, RJ, Michael Porter, Paul Millsap, Jokic, Monte Morris. Let's just go ahead and simulate current round and just kind of see how things go, and we get swept. So yeah, now I'm regretting my decision of not trading anybody at the trade deadline that I should have, but it's at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. We'll definitely find a way to still be fine. So we're going to go straight to league meetings now, and we got to make sure we have a tremendous offseason after trading James Harden. So draft lottery time. We're not even a lottery team here, so that's even more unfortunate. And actually, we have the Pistons pick maybe here, which is interesting. And no, the Pistons keep it. So are we going to have the Pistons pick next year then? I'm not sure at the top of my head what trade that's from. So we have a 2022 Pistons pick. I'm not sure what that's from at the top of my head, so somebody will have to let me know. I imagine it's not from Christian Wood, right? I don't think there was any sign and trade there, but well, I don't know. But all right, looking what we have under contract, obviously Christian Wood here for the long haul. I do not want to trade this man. John Wall, Eric Gordon are different stories. I definitely would like to trade John Wall, to be honest with you. I don't foresee him staying here after this season. So, looking in the Eastern Conference, the Orlando Magic did make the playoffs, so they're kind of my target here. I feel like the Magic are one of those teams that would be kind of desperate enough to maybe trade for John Wall if they just wanted to continue to stay good, maybe have a piece next to Nikola Vucevic, Chicago Bulls. So, the Magic are kind of my trade target. I feel like that makes a little bit of sense. The Kings, we can trade them to the Knicks for the second pick in the draft. I feel like that's kind of too high a value, but oh man, like we can trade him to the Thunder. That didn't make any sense. D'Angelo Russell, Andrew Wiggins. So yes, I know this Knicks pick looks good, but if you're watching this video, if you're listening right now, this is totally unrealistic. I can't do this. I'm trying to be realistic, and this is just not realistic in my opinion whatsoever. So before you comment, why did you trade for the Knicks second pick in the draft? You're an idiot. I'm trying to be realistic, and I can't, man. I can't imagine John Wall is worth the second pick in the draft anymore. So I will not be doing that. The Knicks might be desperate, but I just imagine they're not that desperate. But you know what? I'm going to try to probably build a trade with either the Magic or the Knicks, and I'll come back to you once I have something built. 17th pick in the draft and Emmanuel Quickly. So will the Knicks take this? They do not agree just yet. So if I also maybe throw you Daniel House, they still don't agree. What if I throw you Eric Gordon on the house? Would you agree to that? They don't, and I'll give you a couple seconds as well. So trying to acquire a first-round pick here. They still are not budging. I'll also throw you Kenyon Martin Jr. They don't agree, so they still don't want to do that. All right, what if I instead... what about instead of Kevin Knox, you just give me the 17th pick and Emmanuel Quickly? They don't agree. Wow, okay. Kenyon Martin Jr. as well. Okay, so we traded John Wall. We got the 17th pick and Emmanuel Quickly. So I'm not complaining. We got something for John Wall. So maybe I should have got more. But at the end of the day, we got rid of John Wall. So he is no longer here. And we got a 22-year-old point guard, Emmanuel Quickly. And now we have the 17th pick in the draft. So we at least have a draft pick here. And like I said, I definitely could have taken the second pick. But I just don't imagine John Wall is worth the second pick. I didn't even mess with the staff signing. I don't know why. I mean, I think our staff is fine. I totally just... All right, hold on. I'll fix that. I don't know why. I probably should have gotten a trainer. Let me look at my staff right now. Staff, Steven, yeah, that's fine. Our trainer is not the greatest, but it's whatever. All right, let's go to the draft. I just kind of skipped over staff signing on accident, but it is what it is. So with the 17th pick, we are going to be taking, let's see. We are going to be taking Scottie Lewis, Orlando. I'm going to take Scottie Lewis here. Small forward. Why not? Bring him in. And he is going to be a 76 overall coming in. So that's definitely very nice. Welcome to the Houston Rockets, my friend. Chris Clemens and Rodions Karooks, young players. I'll take young players back. And qualifying offer, Sterling Brown. Actually has shown some upside with the Rockets this season. Obviously been playing some minutes with them. Oladipo is a free agent. Sterling Brown is a free agent. And we don't have bird rights on Marcus Cousins. So I could choose to sign and trade Oladipo, or I could just let him walk. So quickly, Chris Clemens at the point guard right now. We don't have a shooting guard. We just drafted Scottie Lewis, and then we still have Eric Gordon and Christian Wood, and we don't have a center. So a lot of holes right now, a lot of holes. But that is okay, because we will continue to try to make acquisitions. So Eric Gordon, I'm probably going to trade right now. I just don't really want to see him stay here any longer. So Xavier Tillman from the Grizzlies, Precious from the Heat, Favors and Royce O'Neal, KCP and Claxton, Chumo, Kiki, Alfred Camino. That could be interesting, but I don't want to trade a first-round pick. Finney Smith, Joe Harris, Will Barton from the Nuggets, Jeremy Lamb, Matt Thomas and a first. Spurs want to give me 2 firsts. Damian Jones and a first from the Suns. Thunder, Malik Beasley, Jakob Poeltl from the Blazers. That actually is a 25-year-old center. And we trade a second. We get CJ Ellaby. Yeah, we'll do that. We're going to get a 25-year-old center, Jakob Poeltl. We don't really have a center at all right now. So, yeah, welcome to the roster, Jakob Poeltl. I'm not saying he's going to be our future starting center or anything, but he at least is here for the time being. So now we have Scottie Lewis. We still don't really have anything going on at the shooting guard. Like I said, we probably should sign and trade Oladipo, to be honest with you. So I'm going to give him a contract, 4 years, $100 million. Sign and trade right now. Let's throw Oladipo in the trade finder. I'm going to take best available, most realistic, best available trade. I would prefer a first-round pick here. The Hornets want to give me Terry Rozier and a first-round pick. You know what? If the Hornets wanted to get better with Gordon Hayward being there, the Kings want to give me Buddy Hield in a first. Okay, I'm liking some of these offers. Markelle Fultz, Monte Morris, Karis LeVert from the Pacers, Pistons, Blake Griffin, and a first-round pick. Jonte Murray, and then Lee Beasley. So, I kind of like this trade because Rozier will expire after the season, and we can most likely flip Terry Rozier potentially for a first-round pick, and the Hornets might want to be competitive with Gordon Hayward being there right now. Anyway, so 2023 first-round top 3 protected. Let's do it, man. We get Oladipo. I like it. So, or we trade Oladipo, and we have Terry Rozier here now. So, I don't want to play Terry Rozier at shooting guard, though. I'm going to move him to point guard so he can back up quickly or something. So, or start. It doesn't really matter. And then we don't really have a shooting guard right now. So, let me sign a bridge shooting guard for the time being. Somebody that's just going to be okay for now. I'm not trying to sign the next. We could sign Gary Trent to a big deal, but I don't really want to do that. We could probably sign, like, a shooting guard that might, you know, maybe become a first-round pick at the trade deadline for us as well. So, I could maybe sign, like, Evan Fournier. There's Josh Richardson. There's Kelly Oubre at the shooting guard who's 25 years. You know what? We'll give Kelly Oubre a 2-year deal. Why not? I mean, we kind of have the room, so we'll do that. And then we could use another center. Is there any bridge or centers I could take a flyer on? There's Marquise Chris. I'll give him a 1-year deal, 24 years old. why not? Bring him. I believe Marquise Chris played in Houston before, if I'm not mistaken. So, looking at the roster now, obviously nothing fantastic here at all. But we are kind of, like I said, rebuilding at the time, at the moment. So, I'm not too upset with it. We're going to have a couple of players who might be able to get us first-round picks if we stop at the trade deadline, and we have some players like Emmanuel Quickly, Scotty Lewis, and Christian Wood that we're kind of hoping can become something for us. So, with that being said, we're going to simulate season number 2. We're probably going to stop the trade deadline and flip Terry Rozier, and then maybe even Kelly Oubre as well, and we'll kind of see what happens. We might even keep Kelly Oubre because he is kind of on the same timeline as Christian Wood, but we'll see. Once again, a legit playoff team, 6th seed in the West, man. So Christian Wood is that guy, man. He just is. We are actually still a very good team, man. So Christian Wood does make an All-NBA third team, man. 89 overall. And we are the 60 in the West, like I said, going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. So I was trying to trade Terry at the trade deadline, but nothing really popped up as far as first-round picks. So he'll probably just walk in the offseason. Kelly Oubre with 15 points, Emmanuel Quickly with 12, Marquise Chris with 12 and 8, and then Scotty Lewis had 12 and 3, and then Chris Clemens 11, Daniel House with 7, Jakob Poeltl with 6 and 9. So nothing too crazy. Simulating the current round against the Los Angeles Lakers, they are going to sweep us. So yeah, we're obviously still not really that good to compete for a championship, but we're still making the playoffs year after year, so can't really complain about what we've done thus far. So now, going into the draft lottery, we should have some picks here. So we are projected a top 3 pick from the Detroit Pistons pick, and other than that, nothing else. So hopefully we stay within the top 3. This should be an unprotected Pistons pick, and we stay, we jump down to number 6. Wow, that's a little unfortunate. So we have the 6th pick in the draft, though, so can't complain. 23rd pick from Milwaukee, and 25th. So we have 3 picks in this draft, which is very importante as we are obviously rebuilding the roster. So I'm going to sign actually, Mike D'Antoni come back to Houston doesn't make a lot of sense. So we are going to sign, like, is there any, Lionel Hollins, I guess, as a good assistant coach. Let's sign both of them. We need a good trainer as well, so let me find one, and I missed out on the good trainers, of course, so that's a little unfortunate. We'll sign Steven, and let's get Lionel Hollins if possible, and I'll grab Kenny Atkinson, I guess, as well. So we'll sign Kenny Atkinson, and our Lionel Hollins still out here? He is not, so I'll just go with somebody else. As far as assistant coaches, I'll get Dion Blount, I guess. So, boom, we have our coaching staff. Let's go to the draft now. So, with the 6th pick in the draft, when we look at it, we are projected to grab Patrick Baldwin, or not Patrick Baldwin, Adrian Griffin. So, I could move up all the way to number 1 and draft Chet Holmgren or something like that, or someone along the lines of that, but I might just stay at number 6 and draft at 23 and 25. I kind of need as many young pieces as possible. So, with the 26th pick, we can take Kenny Chandler as a point guard. There's a power forward, which we already kind of have right now anyway. So, yeah, Kenny Chandler, welcome to the Houston Rockets. So, we got our point guard of the future. And then now with the 18th pick, or the whatever pick this is, Jaden Springer, I'll guess I'll go ahead and take him. And then with the 25th pick, we'll take J.D. Davidson, Isaiah Todd, and then Devin Askew, Walker Kessler. You know what? I'll let the CPU deal with this one. All right, so with the 6th pick, we got a 79 overall point guard, which is awesome, Kenny Chandler. And then with the 23rd pick, we got a 75 or what was it? 18th pick? Yeah, Jaden Springer, 75. And then we got also Aminu Muhammad. Okay, so looking at it, we're going to sign, obviously, all the guys we took. We actually had 4 picks in this draft. Wow, okay, so I did not actually see that. So 4 picks, but that is room to bring in young talent to help us out. So qualifying offers Chris Clemens, CJ Ellaby, welcome back, I guess, as far as restricted free agents. And then Terry Rozier is a free agent. Chris Clemens, 25-year-old. I'll probably resign Chris Clemens, but everybody else I don't really necessarily care about. So Chandler and Quickly at the point guard, I'm down for that. Oubre, Aminu Muhammad. I don't know if I want to keep Kelly Oubre, to be honest with you. Sky Lewis, Jaden Springer, and Isaiah Todd. We have competition at the small forward now. Christian Wood, Jashawn Tate, and we also have Jakob Poeltl, the center. So we still don't really have our heart and soul of a center. So as far as centers out here that are available, you know what? If I threw a contract DeAndre Ayton, would he come here? And then Mitchell Robinson, Nurkic. I mean, the only guy I think I'm interested in is probably DeAndre Ayton. There's also Wendell Carter, who's 23 years old. But if DeAndre Ayton wants to come to Houston, never mind that match. Okay, so that is not happening. But as far as Mitchell Robinson as well, 25 years old. Why not? Let's take him. 24 or 25, whatever it is, and he is going to become a Houston Rocket. So Chandler, Emmanuel Quickly, Kelly Oubre, and Munu Muhammad, Jaden Springer, Scotty Lewis, Christian Wood, Jashawn Tate, and Jakob Poeltl. And of course, we're going to have Mitchell Robinson coming over to Houston. 25 million is not ideal, obviously, but you know what? Maybe he develops into a beast for us. So yeah, I'm actually really ecstatic about that. So that is really cool. And then one other player I actually saw here, which I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on, is Bull, but he wants 23 million. Okay, never mind. I don't know if I want to do that. So I think the only other thing I will do is I'll resign Chris Clemens to a 3-year deal because he's been in Houston for a while. So just kind of have another third option, a backup point guard if we need it. So yeah, that'll be it, man. We're gonna go ahead and go into next season. So a front court, Mitch Robinson, Christian Wood, and then we have, of course, Jaden Springer, Kenny Chandler coming in. This should be exciting, fun Rockets team. I don't expect to win a championship in this video because the Rockets literally just started their rebuild, and a lot of their picks aren't conveying until like way into the future when the Nets might be terrible if Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, Harden, and Kyrie all leave. We'll have to kind of see how that plays out. But this might be the last season. I might do another one. But for now, we're going to go ahead and submit this next one, see how this team does, and well, hopefully we're a playoff team again. Future stud as Kenny Chandler, 24 points, 7 assists, very efficient all around as well. So yeah, I have a good feeling about what we got going on in Houston, man. So as far as All-NBA teams, we don't have... Our Christian Wood does make another All-NBA third team, and he is slated to get paid this offseason, man. He is on a 1-year deal. Probably should have extended him when I had the chance. Entering free agency is going to be dangerous for us. But with the 6th seed in the West, when you go look at it, as far as player stats are concerned, we had 25 from Christian Wood, 24 from Kenny Chandler. Isaiah Todd came in with 15 points. Kelly Oubre with 12. Emmanuel Quickly with 12. And then Chris Clemens, 12. Scotty Lewis with 9. Mitchell Robinson with 9 and 2 blocks. Obviously, Jakob Poeltl was 6. So, Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round. Maybe we upset here. Maybe we don't. I feel like we have the potential to. So, game 1 goes to them. Game 2 goes to us. I don't want to get swept this time, which we already achieved that goal. 3-1 lead, though, for them. As far as us coming back down from 3-1, I'm not totally sure about. But let's just kind of see if we can make something happen here. And it is not going to happen. We get eliminated in 5 games, obviously. So, looking at it, I think I'm going to give ourselves one more offseason because we're trending in the right direction. I feel like it is just too early to end the video. This might be a longer one, but it's fine. So, draft lottery. As far as the lottery, we are going to have another pick in this draft as the Nets are trash. That is awesome. So, that is ideal. So, we end up... Why do we keep dropping all the way from number 2 to number 6? That is so annoying. 18th pick from the Wizards as well. 15 from Charlotte. And I think that might be it. So, yeah, I'm very annoyed that we dropped out of this. But you know what? It's fine. You know why? Because I'm 1,000% trading up. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the draft of Amani Bates, which I would like to trade up for him. So let's go to staff signing. And let me make sure I get a good trainer this time, man. I've missed out on a good trainer throughout the whole video. So now for the NBA draft, man. So trading up is going to be super importante here. 6, 15, 18. I don't care. I'll give you everything. And I want number 1. Give me number 1. They don't agree just yet. I'll give you, do I have anybody? I'll give you Minu Muhammad as well. They still don't agree. Actually, I might want to keep him around. What about Chris Clemens? We want Chris Clemens. They don't agree. I'll give you a future. This is going to be the last season, so I'll give you a Nets pick, and they agree. And just like that, we're going to be taking Amani Bates with our first pick in the draft. As we trade up, we trade every piece imaginable to go ahead and select the man. So, Amani Bates, welcome to Houston. And now we're about to have ourselves a big 3 of Amani Bates, Christian Wood, and Kenny Chandler. So, definitely love what we got going on. CJ Ellaby, I don't care about anymore. For free agency, Christian Wood, very important. He wants a bag, which he has paid or played to that level of being paid. So I will definitely sign him. No problem. So Christian Wood, welcome back to Houston, my friend. And then now, looking at it, we have Kenny Chandler, Emmanuel Quickly, Aminu Muhammad, Amani Bates, Sky Lewis, Jaden Springer, and Isaiah Todd. We have way too much at the small forward and not really enough at the shooting guards. So we're probably going to have to trade some small forwards. So Springer and Isaiah Todd. Isaiah Todd was just really good for us, so I'm looking for a shooting guard here. Buddy Hield from the Blazers. Josh Christopher, 21 years old, 82 overall. Zion Harmon. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Josh Christopher here. So Josh Christopher will be our shooting guard. And then Amani Bates, Scotty Lewis. and we just need a backup big, and we are essentially ready for the final season. I don't want to sign Goga to 16 million. Brandon Clark actually might be kind of worth it. He's definitely a nice backup big to have. So Clark, never mind, they match, so we're not getting Brandon Clark. Cameron Johnson, Jay Crowder, Luka, Jabari Parker, Grant Williams, Brian Finney-Smith. Do I just re-sign Jakob Poeltl and call it a day? We might just do that. Jashawn Tate, 27 years old. Let me just sign a big. It really doesn't matter who we get. Like I said, it really doesn't matter. I'll get Cameron Johnson, I guess, unless they match here, which they don't. Okay, so now let's go ahead, go into this final season, and let's see if we can win a series, man. If we can at least win a playoff series, I'd be totally happy with that. For the first seed in the Western Conference for the first time since James Harden has obviously left. Player stats looking at it, 23 points from Amani Bates, 22 from Christian Wood, 19 from Josh Christopher, 19 from Kenny Chandler. So we have ourselves a big 4 in the making, man. So we're playing the Utah Jazz in the first round. We should get past them. I definitely do not want to get upset here. So let's see what happens. We sweep them. Okay, no, we don't. We don't sweep them. We beat them in 6. I don't know what I was reading. We were up 3-0 though at one point. So Luka, Richardson, Kawhi, Luka, Kristaps Porzingis, Whiteside. Yeah, I'm a little scared of this team, not gonna lie. Somewhat current round though. Okay, so we're down 3-1, so that is not good. Kawhi and Luka together is just kind of a cheat code. But hey, maybe we come back from a 3-1 deficit. We'll have to kind of wait and see. And no, we're not. We're not gonna come back from a 3-1 deficit. But we made the Rockets respectable again at the end of the day, which they're still respectable right now in real life, but this is kind of the roster we put together. I think we put together a pretty damn good roster, life after Harden. And we fell short. We at least won a playoff series, though. But I've been recording for like 40 minutes, which is longer than I ever have. So I'm going to end it. The Magic win a championship. Like I said, this was the roster we put together. And other than that, tomorrow I will be streaming. If you made it to the end, I will be streaming tomorrow. Just have notifications on. I'm not sure what time yet. Kind of whenever I wake up and get around to it, I will put on a stream. Maybe we'll do a Cavs rebuild since the Cavs were the last team part of the 4-team trade. We'll see. But for now, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace.